Hello everyone, and welcome to Golden Guardians Academy versus Team Liquid Academy. I am Cage in the Rage, and we have got an Academy Rush game for you today. Looking at both these teams, the drafts have been done, the players are locked in and ready to play. It's looking like nothing cheesy level 1. Unfortunate. I know we're all always looking for it. I feel like every single time I cast these games, I'm always saying, these guys have to go in aggressive, they have to do something early. But they never decide to do that. It's safer to do this. It's smarter to do this. It's certainly the right way to play League of Legends at the moment. But is it exciting? No. It's looking like hard, and Zion Spartan going to be moving in, just trying to get a little bit of vision. They will be able to clear that ward out. Very clutch. 20 gold to the team. Well done, Golden Guardians Academy, to earn that early advantage. Going to be the game decider, if I'm not mistaken, as we do see red side, Team Liquid Academy, going to be going over towards the bottom side. I'm not sure whether or not Hard wants to really commit to this red. It looks like Jenkins has rotated over just to make sure that's not going to happen. The ward has been dropped, so he will be vulnerable relatively early on, but I don't know that Gangplank and Graves are going to be enough to take down a Vladimir, especially early, but as the game goes on, it gets even tougher. So it's actually looking like Golden Guardians are starting this blue buff very aggressive to be going for the early invade. This is spotted out by Team Liquid Academy. They know it's happening. They know what's going on. They're not happy about it, but it's one of the options that you just have to take sometimes. Hard going to be able to finish that off. Will he run into the Volibear, though? Because you can see Greg just kind of in the area, looking around. It is warded, so he knows this is happening. Gets out immediately, and will be able to take away the buff for free. I don't know whether or not this means he goes for a 3-buff start, or if he just decides to re-invade, but this is known to Team Liquid Academy. This is going to be a fight in the jungle. The early action, not going to happen quite yet. Looks like the Gromp will be reset, and the Frog will sadly be able to live out a couple more seconds for the moment. Team Liquid Academy's bot lane, in the meanwhile, going to be pressured under turret as Chime and Keith just going to be pushing the wave, making sure that the opponents can't get any of that sweet experience that is necessary early on. And they have the level advantage, which is gigantic for Keith. He really wants to be ahead on this Ashe, as the early game so important against an Aphelios. Looking topside real quick, Zion Spartan, Jenkins. We have seen how this matchup goes a few different times, just not this season. I'm curious whether or not Jenkins really wanted to play this matchup. It's very strong in the 1v1, but over on the 5v5, I can't help but feel there isn't enough engage on this team for Golden Guardians Academy. Or for Team Liquid Academy, excuse me. Hard going to be still in the area, poked off for the moment. Going to be able to sweep out that ward as well. So really just being a huge pain in the butt for the side of Team Liquid Academy. The wave is coming in. The dive might be coming in as well. Teleport in. Ricard very low, but the pressure is onto Yama. Oh, nice shots coming in, and that's going to be first blood from Blazed Olive. Nice teleport and play to pressure the bot side. It all started out from Hard, being able to camp in the bushes, being able to get that early Gromp, and really set the tempo on his side. You can see Grig responding with a little bit of a counter jungle, but on Rikara, the pressure is on. Flashing forward is a Blazed Olive, heal coming in from Chime, but it's not going to be enough. A lot of summoner spells used to try to get the AD carry, but Team Liquid Academy manages to get out with only one death thus far. But again, Golden Guardians Academy, they're keeping the tempo, they're trying to get these early leads and really put Hard ahead. As you can see from the gold lead, it is actually Grig who is ahead, but in the bot side, that's the real story here. Rikara, Keith. There's already a 600 gold difference between the two. 2 CS to 22. Definitely not the start you want on this hard carry of Aphelios. Whenever that happens, you have to wonder how you recover from that early deficit. And I think the answer is going to have to come from Grig and Jenkins. I feel like you have to really focus towards this top side. You have to give up the early dragons, and you really have to think about how you can maneuver your top lane to move to the rest of the game as quickly as possible. Yusui, in the meanwhile, just kind of having a little bit of fun in the mid side. A Blaze Olive also there. It's just kind of a back and forth, not anything exciting after that teleport play. Really trying to focus on the bot side. Mid side, never going to be the focus until we see Keith getting out of lane, which at this point, he's looking pretty primed to do so. It's just going to be a back and forth for a little while here. Both junglers just kind of deciding what they should be doing right now. It's looking like Hard is taking the back time. Meanwhile, Grig trying to get a little advantage on the dragon side. You can see they put the vision ward down on your mini-maps, and that might very well be clutch to this early play coming in from Golden Guardians Academy. They will have to think about how to get rid of that ward and to get the early dragons and use the pressure bot side, because if they're not using that pressure, they're losing out on a lot of that early game investment. Chime going to be able to ward out the river, make sure that there's no counter jungle coming in from Greg to respond to Keith, as both would be relatively vulnerable. Chime and Keith do have flash still available, but that's not going to be enough to save them if the Volibear gets the full engage and if Jenkins also comes down for the full 4-man. Not going to happen quite yet, though. As we see Keith, Rikara back and forth. But Rikara is just completely locked out of the wave. He can't get anywhere near the experience that he needs in order to get into the game. It's level 3 to level 4, and between 80 carries, that's pretty bad. But mid-side, there's the gank. There's a Blaze Olive getting obliterated, knowing that there's no flash on the Twisted Fate. Yusui and Greg finding the advantages that they need, and maybe that might be a ticket back into the game. As we do see Yama and Rikara forced under turret. The farming isn't going to be efficient here at the slightest. So we're going to see Keith and Chime able to push this down, but Greg on the outside will be able to take out the ward, maybe even start this gang. With 2 flashes available, they will have to think about how to do this. There's the slow, not going to be enough. The engage just not there from a level 5 Volibear. Rikara and Yama, they're able to get a little bit of breathing room because of the presence of their jungler, but it's not going to be enough to equalize. You can see 22 to 49, better than it was, but certainly not ideal. As we do see 3 plates going to be going down. Destiny comes in. Rikara's in danger. That's going to be a lot of shots. That's going to be the kill going over to Chime, and the support picked up as well. Jenkins comes in for the teleport. There's Chime going down. As Jenkins continues to move forward, Blaze Olive going to be the next target at low health, but there's the blast cone. It's not enough. Jenkins manages to pick that one up, and a 2-for-0 for the top side is how you bring this game slightly closer to even. But Golden Guardians Academy, they still have the tempo advantage. They're still making the proactive plays, and I think that's going to be the difference coming into this early game, as the plates are still very much in the favor of this blue side. Team Liquid Academy, though, they have this really nice synergy when it comes to responses. They're able to call in Jenkins. He's able to do a lot of work for the team, and because he has an advantage in the top side, they're actually going to consider a lane swap here. You can see Rikara in the top side and the mid side. Card going to be pressuring around this Orianna, knowing that there is a little bit of pressure on the wave, but it's not going to be enough to really solidify a kill quite yet. In terms of the dragon pressure, it's actually still going over to the side of Golden Guardians Academy. Even though the blue buff is nice for Yusui, I don't know if that's enough to really pressure on this bot side. Chime going in, getting the root onto Jenkins, who does back away for the moment. This turret's really, really low, so depending on what Golden Guardians Academy wants to do, this might just be an opportunity to get some early gold and perhaps cede a little bit to Team Liquid Academy, who is going towards this top side, will take the objective on their strong side in this Rift Herald, and that might just be a couple of plates equalized. I don't know if that's enough for an early turret or anything quite yet. Zion Spartan has rotated to the top. We'll be able to see this is going down. Misses the barrels. Rikara in danger. Yama trying to go on to Zion Spartan for the moment. Hard also coming in. We'll be able to pressure Rikara and Greg off. Greg very low. Yusui on the backside, also getting pressured out by the mid and support. Yusui still the target. Will be able to live for now. And also returns a little bit of damage onto Golden Guardians Academy, so really good stuff coming out of this Orianna pick. Able to get a lot done, but on the bot side, Keith, he's been free farming, he's been hitting the turret, and this is a very early play coming in from Golden Guardians Academy, paying off in a first brick at 9 minutes and 22 seconds into the game. I have to imagine this is how you transfer to Dragon. You know you have bot side advantage. You know you have the gold advantage. Really try to get the ball rolling on this. Otherwise, it's going to be really tough to get this early game advantage transferred to a mid game, and that's exactly what they're doing. Starting the Infernal Drake, going to be getting that down to about half health. There is no response coming in from Team Liquid Academy. They cannot contest at this point, considering how weak their bot side has been and how they've rotated their players around. Are going to be able to take that away as top side. You take a look at the gold graph real quick. Zion Spartan still has an advantage despite that double kill that we saw early on from Jenkins. That's just what happens when you have a Gangplank matchup. Able to really get ahead despite not really having a presence in fights beyond that ult. And on the bot side, We saw that 2K gold lead coming in from Keith and Rikara. So Keith just being completely oppressive in this lane because of the pressure coming in from hard. Have to respect the pressure, have to respect the strategy coming in from the blue side. Able to make so much out of such aggressive picks. A lot of teams will play passive, play standard, but I like that Golden Gardens Academy is trying to get this hyper aggro bot side rolling early and changing that into dragon objectives, and even getting a little bit for a Blazed Olive, who sitting at 1, 2, and 2, doesn't have items completed yet, but will be pressured by Greg and Yusui. No flashes committed because there is no flash for Greg. Definitely the right call to back off in that instance. Keith and Chime now have rotated towards the top side. The Rift Herald has been dropped to mid. A Blazed Olive will be pressured here, but I don't know that the dive is necessarily in the cards with hard in the mix. It's going to be the Rift Herald getting a couple plates. Definitely nice to get a little gold in the pockets, but not enough to equalize quite yet. Still a 3,000 gold lead for Golden Gardens Academy at 11 minutes. Certainly one of the higher disadvantages that I've seen for Team Liquid Academy, especially early on. But, you know, that's just what happens. These teams that have been playing in Academy have been playing very aggressive early. They've been able to really find Team Liquid Academy's weakness, and you can see that Team Liquid, despite having a good game yesterday, have really been struggling this entire split, trying to find the way to use this team and find the synergy that has been lacking thus far. You can see Greg trying to move towards the top side, trying to see if he can find some synergy with Yama on this gank, but it's just not going to happen. He clears a ward, gets 30 gold, but 30 versus 300, I think most of us can do the math and see that it's a clear win for Greg. As you see, Yama going to be able to pressure a little bit, get a couple tower shots onto Keith, but with the items that Keith has, he's going to be able to heal up pretty darn quick. Doesn't quite have the Blade of the Rune King finished quite yet, but the Bilgewater Cutlass, certainly something that you want at this point in the game. Probably has enough gold, actually, to finish the item off as hard. Going on to Greg, just a little bit of harass, a little friendly banter back and forth. Not necessarily going to be committing for the full fight, as the turret's going extremely low. The plates are still active. There's the ult, and that's a lot of damage. Yama actually goes down in that fight. I thought he had more than enough tankiness to survive that, or the ability to get away, but he instead decides sacrifice to keep Rikara alive. In that situation, you have to wonder why you don't back off immediately, knowing that your jungler was pressured. But speaking of pressure, a Blazed Olive comes in with the Destiny. We'll be able to get Jenkins down just a little bit, but that's a Vladimir. How do you pressure a Vladimir off? You really don't. The rest of the team, meanwhile, collapses, but the ward in the jungle, very nice from Golden Gardens Academy to get that advanced vision. Oh no, Blazed Olive, why did you walk into that? We'll be able to get out for the moment, Yusui, and Greg's still trying to pressure, but that's a summoner spell down because you saw them coming, but you didn't back off. And as I say, I saw that coming. That was a ward on the side of Team Liquid Academy, so you still have to check that, I suppose, but you have to figure that if you don't see Greg and Yusui, they are coming for you at this point, the Blazed Olive. Definitely not the safe play, definitely not the optimal play, but he does manage to get out alive regardless and keep the gold lead very much in the favor of Golden Gardens Academy. Yusui managing to rotate a little bit over. He'll be able to get a fatty wave for himself, but it's not going to be enough quite yet to finish off the items that he needs. He does have the Seraph's Embrace completed. We'll be stacking that up, or sorry, the Archangel Staff completed. We'll be stacking that to a Seraph's as soon as possible. Doesn't have boots quite yet, is probably backing for that or another Amp Tome or a Haunting Guise. Definitely a smart move in the early game. Trying to get tempo based on the fact that he has a lot of CS lead on a Blazed Olive, who has been teleporting around trying to get picks and plays, but against Jenkins, he's going to be pressured again by Hard and Blazed Olive, but you can't lock a Vladimir down. Not with the team comp that you've drafted. At the very least, you will need to commit probably a couple of ults, not limited to which is Keith, is going to be necessary in the takedown of that extremely tanky member on the side of Team Liquid Academy. As you see, Keith, the man of the hour, the lead central of Golden Gardens Academy, going to be pushing down mid with Chime. Definitely like this concept coming in from Golden Gardens Academy. They know that Dragon's coming up in about 15 seconds, and the Rift Herald as well are going to be coming up. So that's two objectives on the map. You pressure mid in order to get advantages on both sides. You can see they're already pressuring into the jungle, getting rid of the vision, and will be prioritizing the Rift Herald Interesting play coming out of this team. I would have thought that they go for the dragon, try to get the early 2-dragon tempo lead, and then play the 3rd dragon to try to get a turret advantage. But instead they decide to get the Rift Herald and in doing so, get their cake, eat it too. Definitely liking the play, but it's going to delay them just a little bit as Team Liquid Academy tried to run around, tried to find anything they can get off this, but there just isn't a way to get the dragon fast enough with the way they've assigned their players. And Golden Guardians Academy will just be happy to push down the mid. Even if they give up the dragon, they know that they're going to get a lot of tempo on this, so making the best of this play, we'll be able to get this mid turret down. There's no defense on this Rift Herald, I have to imagine. It's going to get the turret, and boom, there it goes. Not going to get any more off that, but what you earn off that turret is a dragon advantage. So you can see the vision coming down. You can see the pressure coming down from Golden Guardians Academy. Greg, even though he was there and had the ability to start the dragon, chose not to do so because of the Ash vision coming in from Keith. So really good stuff coming out of Golden Guardians Academy. They're making the most of this tempo and keeping Team Liquid completely in the dark. They're not able to pressure out. They're not able to push on the map. And they're not able to even see what Golden Guardians Academy are doing. And this all stems from Hard and Keith able to pressure out the bot side, get early advantages, and put the tempo in their favor. Speaking of tempo, FLICKR trying to earn a little bit of time for himself. We'll be able to get a little bit of CS, but again, he's down 50 at this point due to the early disadvantage and the fact that he's been stuck in the top side. Does have the backup of Yama and Greg just in case this goes bad, but that was a reset time made for Golden Guardians Academy. I like the defense coming in from Team Liquid, but it's just not the right time. You didn't need to commit that many members to top side and ultimately stall out the game. Chime going to be able to push out into this North River. We'll be able to see Greg is going to be using the chain, but that's fine because Greg knows that he's safe, knows that he has Yusui. And because there was no one else on Golden Guardians Academy, that was really just a little bit of harass, a little bit of pressure coming in from Golden Guardians. Not necessarily going to be able to get an advantage quite yet. Harden, meanwhile, will be able to pick up that Rift Scuttler that was left behind because Greg could not stay on the objective. And that's going to be a back timing coming in from Greg, just because he couldn't push out any more. He needed to get a little bit of item advantage, just to make sure that he has the pressure against Hard. And then probably defend topside because FLICKR going to be in a little bit of trouble. Chime comes in, slowing FLICKR down. The arrow just barely misses, and that's going to be a Blaze Olive pushing forward onto the Aphelios, but it's not enough to save it. Greg, he jumps in. It's not going to be a FLICKR save. That's 1-0 thus far, but Jenkins coming in, trying to go onto Hard. Will be able to get the kill already. Yusui actually picks that one up as Chime going to be under pressure next. Jenkins moves forward. Yusui trying to get the ultimate that he wants, but the backup coming in from Golden Guardians Academy will mean they are able to keep it out. And in the meanwhile, Zion Spartan able to push the bot side. I like this play. They're able to put the 4-1 completely under pressure, even getting a 1-for-1 in that situation. Definitely the advantage that they were going for. And Golden Guardians Academy, despite not having a whole lot of tank engage, despite not having a real front line, are able to use their picks and are able to rotate around the map in such a way that a Blaze Olive is now in trouble. Yusui tries to flash forward, will be able to get a little bit of damage. The red buff's doing a lot, but Golden coming in from Blaze Olive, dodges the shockwave, but it's not enough. Yusui picks up the 1-for-0. So in response to all the pressure that Team Liquid to Golden Guardians Academy putting in the top side, Yusui pushes forward, knows that there's a back timing, and punishes a Blaze Olive for getting a little bit far ahead. Keith, in the meanwhile, going to be doing some punishing of his own, goes forward onto Yusui, but still needs to be careful. That's an Orianna with red buff. Can't be doing that alone. That's why Chime is here. Teleport comes in from Jenkins. Yusui in a lot of trouble. Will go down to the flash from Keith. And Yama, unfortunately, unable to help his mid laner. So what was a great punish from Yusui quickly became a very dangerous overstay. And I have to wonder why he didn't just back up immediately off that play, knowing that Yama could come in with the teleport. Hard, in the meanwhile, going to be able to push in the jungle, but Golden Guardians Academy, even when they're down, even when they're losing the 1-for-0s, they're able to pick something up, and that's just because Keith has been monstrous in this game, and because Hard has just been pressuring constantly in the jungle. That earns them yet another turret and a Blazed Olive. Even though he loses the 1-for-0, still finds himself in a pretty good position as this Twisted Fate almost has the Rod of Ages done, has the Lich Bane done, versus the 2 items of his opponent, Yusui. Now we take a break. Both teams decide to back off for the moment. Baron going to be spawning in the next now, as it's so often phrased. Yusui going to be going to the bot side. I don't know if this is the right call, knowing the Baron is up, but I guess knowing there's a reset timing, not the end of the world. We'll also pressure onto Zion Spartan, who, despite staying, isn't in a whole lot of danger. Looking at the gold lead for just a quick second, you can see Zion Spartan, because he's been able to farm up solo, has gotten a 1,500 gold lead over his opponent in Jenkins, who, despite being in team fights constantly, has only gotten 1 assist in the last 10 minutes or so. And on the bot side, you already know how it is. Keith gonna still have the advantage over Rikara. There's just no way to get back into this game as a Aphelios. Trying to farm the side lane seems like a great idea at the moment, but it's just not a feasible concept because of how much pressure Golden Guardians Academy has been putting, and because the neutral objectives are really starting to add up in favor of the blue side. Team Liquid Academy knows this. They know they have to pressure towards the Baron. You can see Keith trying to push up towards Greg. The engage not coming in for Team Liquid Academy, and that's the weakness of this draft. Despite how many tanks they have, despite how much CC they have, the engage really isn't there unless Greg ults, and that's not going to happen against this team. This very slippery Graves, Ashe, Karma, and Twisted Fate coming in from the side of Golden Guardians Academy. Dragon going to be spawning in. Greg trying to go onto Keith, but that's an Ashe against a Volley Bear. I think we all know how this goes. He kites away, and Keith gets out safely. Zion Spartan trying to defend the mid, and meanwhile, Rikara trying to earn some farm for himself. But because the AD carry isn't in the fight, Golden Guardians feel that they're pretty confident in the river. Dragon's going to be started up by Team Liquid Academy. Golden Guardians Academy have to respond. Dragon goes down, ultimate comes out from Gangplank, and the Ashe arrow, very nice, onto Yama. He's going to go golden, but that's not going to be enough to save him for the moment. Damage comes in. Yama's actually safe. Wow, the tankiness from the support. Chime now going to be the focus. He's going to go down immediately. Hard going to be the focus. Coming up next from Team Liquid Academy, Zion Spartan on the side, trying to get a little bit of damage. Keith in danger from Greg, but Hard continues on the Dragon, manages to pick it up, and will be able to get out if he dashes over. Team Liquid Academy, they pick up a nice kill, but they lose the objective. So now it's a 3-for-0 Dragon in favor of Golden Guardians. Team Liquid Academy, they've been behind the entire game, haven't been able to find any neutral objectives, and are still at 0 towers at 22 minutes into the game. All of this stemming from a very nice bot play coming in from Golden Guardians Academy. As both teams back off, they know Baron is next on the menu for Golden Guardians Academy. They have all the tempo that they need. They have major leads in almost every lane except for a Blazed Olive versus Yusui. And ultimately, when it comes to fights, it's not going to be the game decider, because Yusui does have damage, does have a lot of potential to outplay in team fights, but without an engage, there's really no reason to fear an Orianna Shockwave. You can see Chime pushing onto Greg, knowing that he can flex, knowing he has them muscles, will be able to force the bear to back off. Keith, in the meanwhile, going to be pushing up the mid side. Has completed 2.5 items. Will have the Death's Dance pretty darn soon. As Rikara takes the back and is currently down 50 CS. And it has no real hope of getting any advantage in that area, at least at the moment. Keith and Chime just kind of staying in the mid with Hard, knowing that he is pushing towards the top side. Might try to get vision advantage on the Baron. It's going to be very important to make sure Greg doesn't have an open Baron, and to make sure they can sneak a Baron if need be on the side of Golden Guardians Academy. The mid will be pressured by Team Liquid Academy. Definitely the right move at this point, knowing that the turret is low and they need some sort of objective if they want to push forward in this game and possibly go for the comeback. At a 6k deficit, you don't have many options. I feel like if you were to try a team fight, it wouldn't go particularly well. If you pressure, you know that there's a little bit of engage coming in from the side of Golden Guardians Academy and the potential for a flank, so you can't fully commit to it unless you have all 5 members, or at the very least, Greg in the front lines. Currently, he is sitting in top, trying to defend against the push coming in from Blazed Olive, but it's not going to be enough. Team Golden Guardians Academy, they know they can do this 3-1-1 right now. And that's just what they're doing. They're pushing into the mid side. They know the turret's at half health. Just need a little bit more from this minion wave, and they're going to have it. That turret is going down, and there's not a whole lot Team Liquid Academy can do about it. It is a slow chokehold of a game, but here's the response. Jenkins coming in from the backside. Will be able to get a little bit of damage onto Keith, but the focus just isn't there. He's the only member able to get damage. He's going to be the only one damaged at the same time. Yama going extremely low. Zion Spartan's coming into the fight and will be able to pick up the kill. Golden Guardians Academy, they have the full advantage. Not even a teleport play can change anything right now. And Team Liquid Academy, they pretty much used the last ace they had in their pocket. And it's not looking very good for them. They know the Baron is going to be the next focus coming in from Golden Guardians Academy. And this is where it gets very, very bad for the red side. Baron's going to be started up. Greg trying to get on the backside. Does have the Blast Cone. Will be able to get in if he wants. Team Liquid Academy, in the meanwhile, just trying to pressure onto the side. Nice smoke screen coming in from Hard. Able to get a lot of damage onto Jenkins and Rikara. Jenkins forced to blast away. Will be able to get saved by his mid laner as well. But the pressure coming in from Golden Guardians Academy is immaculate right now. There is nothing the Team Liquid Academy can do to really come back into this. There is not a single hole in this defense. And I love that Golden Guardians Academy back off right here, because this means they can use the gold advantage they got from that single kill, and they're able to get items for themselves. You can see the Death Stance completed on Keith. You can see for Hard, he's able to complete the Hex Drinker as well as the Phage. So really getting a lot of defense stats, knowing that he has to be the front line in a lot of these fights. Dragon going to be spawning in a minute. This is where Golden Guardians could decide to just give up the Dragon for Baron. They know they have a 3-for-0 advantage in regards to the Drake side. And so they really have the decision to make. It's not Team Liquid Academy that has any agency in this game so far. It is Golden Guardians that say, we can go mid, we can continue to push top, and we can pressure both objectives at the same time. Hard going to be in a little bit of danger from Greg, but Keith is the focus, and that's going to be a little bit of damage. Nice cleanse coming out. Greg, he tries to push forward, but without the backup of his team, there's no way to get onto Keith. Multiple members have to be focused, and even then, there is no way to get to this Ashe. There is just too good a defense coming in from Golden Guardians Academy. And with Zion Spartan continuing to push in the top side, you have to imagine that the Pirate is going to win out on this one. Yusui trying to get rid of a little bit of CS in the top, trying to equalize the pressure, but there's just nothing you can do against Zion Spartan. He has the ult, he has the teleport, he has flash. He has everything he needs to be both defensive and offensive in fights as well as pushes. Which means Hard gonna immediately go to this Dragon. This is for Soul. Mountain Soul definitely very helpful against the likes of a engaged team. Gonna be giving a little bit of extra help to the members with those shields. And that's gonna be picked up. No response coming in from Team Liquid Academy because they had to do a back timing based on the pressure coming in from Zion Spartan as well as Keith. So now with Dragon Soul, Elder's gonna be spawning in 6 minutes. Golden Guardians Academy, again, they are the ones with the options. They're the ones that could say, we could wait for this Dragon, we could go for Baron, we could continue to push as we have been, or we could just go for the end. We could just try to go for a big 5v5 team fight and finish this game off once and for all. It's looking like they're pressuring around Baron. Might be able to get the best of all worlds here, as Twisted Fate continues to push on the bot side of Blazed Olive. Knows that despite the fact he can be picked off easily and probably doesn't win the 1v1 versus Jenkins at this point in the game, will be able to pressure the waves constantly and keep the Vladimir down bot where he belongs and where he will be a complete non-issue against the team of Golden Guardians Academy. Deathbush being set up. Golden Guardians Academy don't know about it, but Zion Spartan stays safe. That's the experience coming through, knowing that if he pushes into the base, if he pushes into the wrong side of the map, he could very well be taken out against a very scary team if they manage to get onto one person. Hard going to be able to push Rikara off the wave. Get a little bit of damage on the turret as well, but it's not going down quite yet. It's down to about 5% health. Not going to be living for much longer, but Golden Guardians Academy know they have bigger fish to fry, and that fish is looking like an eel in Baron. Baron kind of does look like an eel, but no one ever says that. I don't know why that's kind of an unspoken thing in League of Legends. But regardless, Golden Guardians Academy do manage to push into the base and onto the side of Team Liquid Academy. That's going to be Keith pushing in mid, and that turret is not long for this world. Goes down. And that makes it 6-for-0 in turrets. All outer turrets have been taken, both sides, both center. And that's going to be a Blazed Olive pushing into the bot side. Zion Spartan pushing into the top side. 3 members pushing mid side. It is League of Legends by the book here, folks. As we see Yusui trying to be the one-man army against Zion Spartan, but it's not going to happen. There's no way to get this gangplank down. Greg tries to get into his own jungle, but he can't even do that. Yama gets a couple wards down, but what good does that do at this point? Arrow comes in. Yama going to be forced to cleanse away. That's an ult down for Golden Guardians Academy, but I don't know if that's the big game-breaking move that Team Liquid Academy need. It continues to be pressured on that side of the jungle, the north side, towards Baron. Just completely out of Team Liquid Academy's hands. as Yusui trying to go down onto a Blaze Olive. He has the 1v1 advantage unless a Blaze Olive ghosts away, or sorry, phase rushes away, and will be able to get out for the moment. As we see the Baron started up by Golden Guardians Academy. Greg and Yama, the only two defending at the moment. Zion Spartan in the bush as well. Going to be able to barrel up. There's the Destiny coming down to see the entire team. We'll be able to get a lot of damage. There comes the Cannon Barrage. Ricard and Yusui under a little bit of pressure, but not going to be dead quite yet. If Ricard takes another hit, he might go down, though. A Blaze Olive coming in for the teleport. Teleport from Jenkins as well. Greg under a lot of pressure. Yama trying to move forward. Glacial Fisher completely whiffs. And Jenkins, even with the home guards, doesn't manage to get anything done. The Baron has reset, so Team Liquid Academy get that minor victory, but it's just going to be started again. There's no reason for Golden Guardians Academy to back off of this, knowing that they got a lot of health bars low and knowing that the teleport is down from Jenkins. Zion Spartan continues to pressure the mid side. A Blaze Olive gets a gold card onto the Bear. They'll be able to harass Greg just a little bit more. As we see Jenkins trying to move in a Blaze Olive, the only person in that bush. Dang, that blue card does a lot of damage. As we see the Baron going down to about 3,400 health. Will reset once again. So Team Liquid Academy, they managed to keep the Baron out of the hands of their opponents and will be able to force the reset. But got to look at that bot side wave, got to look at that top side wave. Team Liquid Academy, they still have the full advantage. They still are looking for any means back into the game. Looking at that gold graph once again, I feel like this is kind of a horror story if you're Team Liquid Academy. You can see bot side still very much in the favor of Keith, about 2,800 gold. On the top side, very much in favor of Zion Spartan, 3,000 gold. And the rest are fairly negligible. Maybe a little bit of advantage for Chime, but at this point, he's not going to be using too much gold to his advantage. Still has a stopwatch, crucially enough. So if that decides to be the target, if they decide the Karma is the way to go, I feel like it will not be easy for the side of Team Liquid Academy. Dragon going to be spawning up in about 1:22. This is for Elder. So a real game-ending move if Golden Guardians Academy decides to go for it. Team Liquid Academy knows this, so they are getting a little bit of vision on that bot side of the map. But Grig is forced off because there's no way to really get in onto this team. It's been a full chokehold coming in from Golden Guardians Academy, and Team Liquid Academy, faced with their 8th defeat of the season, find themselves in a very difficult position. They have to defend both the Dragon and the Baron at the same time, but against a team that is so much stronger than them at this moment. There aren't many options here. You would have to feel Yusui has the keys, but the key ring is going to be onto Greg. He flashes into an arrow, will go down very low. Jenkins tries to go in for the save, but even a Vladimir with Golden won't be able to survive for that long. Does manage to flash away and actually gets out of that fight fully, but that's 2 flashes down. That's a stopwatch down, or not a stopwatch, a Zonya's down. And Team Liquid Academy are completely unable to respond to the pressure of Golden Guardians. This is going to be a Blaze Olive, knowing every member's on the top side, taking the bot base tower. The base has been broken open. Greg going forward into a blind bush, and that's going to be a very unfortunate volley bear, as Greg is going to be in the Greg himself for just a little bit. Blaze Olive used the Destiny just to get away from the team. Elder Dragon is spawning in, but the rest of Golden Guardians Academy have started Baron. It's going down. There's no defense coming in from Team Liquid Academy. Not really a whole lot to do. Golden Guardians Academy, they know they can pressure both objectives simultaneously. As you see Yusui getting around the Dragon. I don't know if that's a start necessarily. It is not. Baron goes down. Golden Guardians Academy, they have all the advantage that they need. Yama trying to get back over. Maybe Ricard goes for their Blazed Olive. This is an aggressive play. Zion Spartan going to be defending, though, and that's going to be a bit of a waste. Ricard very, very low already. Barrel goes down. Yama going to be the sacrificial lamb as he goes down to a Blazed Olive. And now Ricard, you should not be that forward, but nice kill on the Chime. Oh, the flash forward isn't enough to save him, though. That's going to be a death. 2-for-1 thus far for Golden Guardians Academy. Jenkins trying to do what he can, but Keith is so far ahead, he can 1v1 a Vladimir as Ash. Very big plays coming in from Golden Guardians Academy. With the Baron buff, they're able to pressure onto this Dragon. They know 3 members are down for Team Liquid Academy. Greg very low. He doesn't have flash. He's in a lot of danger. Keith pushes forward with the flash, and one more hit would do it, but it's not going to happen. Keith still pushing forward, will be able to defend the Dragon that's being taken by the rest of his team. Golden Guardians Academy, they take the Dragon, they take the Baron, they take their backs, and they will have an item advantage as well as a complete wipe coming in against Team Liquid Academy. There are 3 members up alive. The rest of the members will be coming up for Team Liquid, but it's not enough. There's just going to be such a huge push down mid that there is no way to defend. And with the inhibitor down in the bot side, you have to commit someone there, otherwise the game is just over. Team Liquid Academy, their options are unbelievably limited. And Golden Guardians Academy, there is very little way to not win this game in the next 30 seconds. They continue to push forward. They have the 3-1-1 set up. Nope, it's actually going to be a 4-1 for the moment as they send Zion Spartan towards the top side. Keith going to be pushing in as well. Harden and Blaze Olive pushing in towards the mid side. And even though the cannon minion doesn't survive, and this might force another wave to come up, Golden Guardians Academy know they can play this long game. They know that if Team Liquid Academy take a team fight, Golden Guardians win. If Team Liquid decide to defend, Golden Guardians get a turret. It doesn't matter what Team Liquid Academy does. There's no way to beat this team at this point without some crazy miracle play or blunder coming in from Golden Guardians Academy. And so far, from the way they've been playing, that's just not going to happen. Golden Guardians going to be continuing to push the mid side. We'll be able to get that turret post-haste. And there it goes down. Now comes the inhibitor. Going to be going down very, very quickly. And now focus the top side by the numbers. That's going to be 3 inhibitors down for the side of Golden Guardians Academy. And Team Liquid, completely out of sorts, find themselves in the worst possible position. This is the final push. Golden Guardians Academy just need to play this calm, play it smart. And so far, they're doing just that. Pressuring the turrets. Yama trying to go forward. Teleport from Jenkins. Might just get a little bit of damage down. Keith goes low, but has a lot of lifesteal. And that's 2 kills already going over to Golden Guardians Academy. We'll be able to focus down Jenkins as well as Yusui. Rikara, the last member left alive, gets completely dove by a Blazed Olive. That's going to be the game. That's going to be the team fight. And that's the Nexus. Team Liquid Academy destroyed.